Right? We'll read the translation once and go one word by word. यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितीर्षतां तमोऽन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं ईनाम्. I surrender to the son of Vyasa, Vyasasunum Payami, the incomparable Guru of the sages, Guru Munina, who mercifully spoke Karunaya Aha, the Purana full of hidden meanings, Purana Guhyam, the essence of all scriptures, the essence of hearing, Akila Shrutisaram, for all the people of this world, even in the future, Samsarinam, who spoke the Bhagavatam, which revealed the excellence of Rasa to Shukadeva, Yasvanubhavam, and which is a revealer of Atma, Adhyatma Deepam, for those desiring to cross Atiti Tirashatam, dense ignorance, Tamontam, with ease. Right. So, last week we saw this word Kanishta, right? This was in connection with, I think, Swanubhavam. To explain that, I started that. Last week we saw how the word Kanishta has come from, meaning of it, how Kanishta and Madhyama, Uttama have their positions in the 9 stages of Bhakti. Right? And then we also saw how it's important for Kanishtadikaris to very frequently be in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatas, the realizations of Uttamadhikari. So this is a discussion we had last week. We'll go through verse word by word. Yeah. Any questions, comments from last week class? Otherwise, we can continue. Okay. Swanubhava. The word Swanubhava is having different meanings. Right? Srila Prabhupada writes it as the personally realized, assimilated. And Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur gives the commentary as, Bhagavatam gave the power of abundant rasa. That is given by Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur. So, and then here Shukadeva Goswami, he just took birth and walked away into forest. And then they came and heard the Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadeva. He has not seen the world from that point of, Anubhava. Anubhava also, it means experience, personal experience. He doesn't have much experience of the world or anything else. He gives a lot of examples, lot of analogies, and he explains lives of various varnas, ashramas. But without experiencing, how can we call it as a Swanubhava? Hare Krishna. Someone can ask question, what experience does he have? Okay, so I'll speak in. So it's, in the nectar of instruction, Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. Srila Prabhupada explains 4 types of intelligence. Anyone like to repeat this to remember? Whatever you remember. Share. But in terms of price chitta,
Prabhuji, by experiencing was the lowest. By seeing and by hearing was the most uttama.
yes. The best one is you hear and learn it or experience it. You understand it. That's a topmost. And then you hear, but you don't understand. But When others are going through that experience, then you learn it. Right? Someone hears that maybe drinking alcohol is not good, and they hear it and learn it. Someone may see the lives of people getting destroyed, or maybe neighbor or no relative, someone. Then they learn it. That is the second. Tells. Third is they personally go through it, then only they understand. That's a third level. And fourth is even after going through that experience, still they don't. It's a lowest, four kinds. So here when we say Swanubhava, he has not gone through the experience. Generally, when we say the word Swanubhava, in a day-to-day lingo, we mean connotation, we mean one has to go through that experience, then only they are called experience. Like no, sometimes elderly people they say, "No, we have seen so many things, we experienced so much. That's why we are speaking." Right? So with the age, people get experience various experiences and learn things. That's considered glorious at a mundane level. At a spiritual platform, the best intelligence is you hear and you grasp it. You don't have to go through the experience. So that saves a lot of time actually. That's the best way to learn. In our sampradaya, it's Bhagavata Sampradaya. There are other sampradayas called Pancharatra Sampradaya. Right? Do you know that? Which are Pancharatra Sampradayas? And what is a Bhagavat Sampradaya means?
Pancharatrika Sampradaya means one who follows strictly the austerity and then rules and regulations. They do more focus on the external cleanliness and then worship the deities, something like that.
Okay. Fine. Yes. To some extent, right? And
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
And the Bhagavata Sampradaya is hearing and then reading from the Shastras, gaining knowledge and chanting. Something like that is the Bhagavata.
Yes.
More focuses on that.
Correct, ma'am. Very good. Any other answers? Any other understanding? Right, Srila Prabhupada writes in purports there are two tracks, Bhagavata Marga and Pancharatra Marga. We have to travel on the both tracks. There's some famous analogy which we hear. We read in Prabhupada books and also we hear from devotees. Anyone want to share? Satyand Gopal Prabhu, are there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. मैं थोड़ा out of Bombay हूँ.
Yeah, sure. Okay, if you're not in situation to speak, okay. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Sridhar Govind Prabhu, you want to say something?
No problem. My wife, she said what I wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah. We are Pancharatra or we are Bhagavat? Or we are both? That's a natural next question.
Prabhuji, what basic understanding I have is Pancharatra is concerned with the deity worship aspect. And Bhagavata is hearing from scriptures.
Okay.
I think we need both, isn't it, Prabhu, to start with? Because we have to do the deity worship to get the attraction to the law.
Yes.
And similarly follow the regulative principles and chanting and reading Shastra so that the law will develop. Over the time, you just focus more on the Bhagavata path, and then the Pancharatra is just a bit lower than that.
Correct. Very good. All of your answers are correct.
You don't need to be.
Yes. But which is best?
Bhagavata.
Yes, Mataji.
Bhagavata.
That will set the mood, I think.
Bhagavata will set the mood. That's what you are saying?
Yes,
or Pancharatra will set mood for Bhagavat, or Bhagavat will set mood for Pancharatra.
Both
Contents with the
complement
mood
each
power.
other
Both
actually.
complement each other. Is one not sufficient? Both are needed. Of course, Sridhar going through answered it already. Just one thing like we here like even one is sufficient, right?
Both
No,
are needed
they
probably
were
because
mechanical.
we engage the senses also, na,
Okay, very good.
that Pancharatra will do.
Very good. Very good. Yes, yes.
You only focus Pancharatra, they become very mechanical all the time, Prabhu, because you don't really develop the love. Because just doing
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. Very good. Good answers. Supriya
Prabhuji,
Mataji answered. Two of you very nicely answered. Most of the points have come up. I'll just repeat the same, whatever you spoke. Right? Original, of course, original doesn't mean something was changed, something was deviated. It's not in that sense. The sampradaya, our sampradaya is Bhagavad Sampradaya. The Bhagavata Sampradaya has these 5 angas. What is the 5 potent items of devotional service, pure devotional service, nectar of devotion. Yeah, of course, I not taught that, but could have written exam. 5 potent items.
Hearing, chanting, deity worship.
Hearing,
Bhagavatam.
chanting, very good. Hearing
Deity
Bhagavatam,
worship.
chanting Hare Krishna mantra, yes. Good.
Deity
Reciting
worship.
at holy Mathura Vas.
Reciting at Mathura Vas, reciting holy place, yes. 3rd. And sorry, 4th and 5th.
Deity worship.
Deity worship. 5th one is Vaishnava Seva. Right. These 5 are the potent items of devotional service. So practicing these 5 or being in touch with one or all of them will give. Why they are potent? They are potent for in what sense?
They can bestow prema bhakti.
Very specific. They bestow prema bhakti. Right? So we don't hear this prema bhakti in other sampradayas, right? Which follow Pancharatra. Which sampradayas follow Pancharatra?
Sri Sampradaya.
Sri Sampradaya. That's the one we know because we know much in that sense. Sri Sampradaya, they follow some books called Jayakya Samhita, Padma Samhita. These are the Pancharatra books that they follow. Yes, correct. They follow Pancharatras. But Pancharatra doesn't guarantee to give. Of course, it doesn't give Prema Bhakti. And if you observe, probably I don't know whether you would have asked in Bhakti Shastri this question or answer. But in Bhagavat Vidhi, one of the potent item is
Hearing and
Deity
chanting.
worship.
deity worship, right? So deity worship comes under
Pancharatra.
Pancharatra. You got this, the question which I'm about to ask.
Yes, Prabhu.
So now we need to revisit what all we discussed. Sridhar going through, you got the question?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah, what is the question?
Question is deity worship comes under Bhagavata Seva.
DT one comes under Bhagavad Seva. That's what we discussed, 5 potent items.
Yeah.
And we also know that it comes under Pancharatra. So when we follow Bhagavat and Pancharatra together, then which we are following?
Bhagavata. Hearing and chanting is the most important, Prabhu. Like
Correct. Hearing, chanting is most important. Point by point is Pancharatra deity worship is in both places. It's in Bhagavad Vidhi, 5 potent items. It is there as a Pancharatra.
Actually, it is both, Prabhu. Like
Okay.
yeah, that's what it comes at the end. Like initially, we we don't have any attraction towards Krishna, and then over the time it becomes automatic, like we spontaneously develop the love when we do the deity worship as well. Like you don't have to think more for what to do for Krishna, but it is going to be really automatically coming in the later stage.
Very good, perfect answer. Right. So we start with deity worship in the mood of Pancharatra. That's where your original initial answer of cleanliness, standards, in the sense why the sadhana bhakti comes. Right. And then as we pick up the mood of spontaneity, the same deity worship is done in the mood of Bhagavat Sampradaya. Right? Of course, it doesn't mean all the rules, regulations doesn't exist. The focus is not following rules and regulations. Focus is pleasing Krishna. We don't feel the rules and regulations as rules and regulations. We naturally, automatically, or willingly do that. And so again, the question comes is, why Pancharatra? Like you all answered it, just to make it focused. Get a focused answer. Nirmal Rangale Mataji, we are discussing about two Bhagavad and some this Pancharatra Sampradayas, 2 tracks that we follow. Purpose of each. Right? Yeah, yes, Mataji. Sachendra, you are answering.
My answers are very direct.
yes, I know that. Yes.
It's more like Vedic sadhana, but the mood which we generate out of it will be of reverence only. But what is the mood of our Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya? It is that we will get, means after that Bhagavat which you spoke, Sampradaya,
Bhagavat
from
Marga.
that our acharyas will give.
Okay, fine.
I think the Pancharatra is more for anyone who wanted to start the bhakti process, Prabhu, because that's the starting point. That's what our acharyas made it, like a deity worship is a kind of basic thing to start with. Whoever want to develop the bhakti, the first thing is that we started to do the deity worship along with chanting, that will develop the love, because otherwise it can be very mechanical. To anyone to start the process of bhakti, they think that the deity worship Pancharatra Vidhi is a kind of very static process for them to start with, as a kind of things to start. Over the time, they develop spontaneous love for the deity worship, and then it just comes automatically. So it helps everyone to follow people who don't read Shastra, but they will be more in favor of deity worship. For even for them also, it will start, and then they can get back because of the love they develop. They start to read more Shastras and start to do more devotion service. That's my understanding, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay, I'll speak. Yes. Right, correct. All of your answers are good.
One more thing, Prabhuji, like we are worshipping Radha and Krishna, but we are initially the mood is we worship according to that Vishnu,
Lakshmi Narayan.
Lakshmi Narayan mood. We are taught, but then obviously the goal is prema bhakti. That is why we are worshipping Radha and Krishna.
Okay.
I would like to mention something, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Once we develop the love, spontaneous attraction, we start to follow both the things simultaneously. Because out of love, we also practice the Pancharatrikam.
Yes, very
automatic.
Yeah, right point. Yes. So of course, spontaneity, you define in one sense what is spontaneity. Spontaneity doesn't mean not following rules. Spontaneity means you don't feel that burden of following some rules, that you naturally follow. And the focus becomes more of Krishna rather than rules and regulations. Yeah, that much definition of spontaneity is sufficient for us. Right? You naturally like to do that. Right, good, nice points. Lakshmi Narayana mode, worshipping Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayana. Very good points. If we see, our acharyas, we don't hear someone getting diksha like us. Lord Krishna did not give diksha like he gave to, like we got like that. We don't see Brahmaji getting diksha. Lord Krishna came, spoke Chatushloki, that's it. Brahmaji becomes a disciple and self-realized. And Brahmaji speaks to Narada Muni in first canto, second canto, 5th chapter onwards. And that's a Narada Muni connecting to Brahmaji, the Parampara. And Narada Muni speaks to Vyasadeva in first canto, 5th chapter. We don't see him doing a ritual, changing a name, right? All these things. And he becomes a disciple. That Madhvacharya meets Vyasadeva, and then the God Diksha is done. Right? We don't see this kind of Diksha which happens to all of us. Changing the name, giving mantra. Of course, mantra might be there. Right? All these kind of mudra, right? Worship, or say yajna, these kind of things are not there. So this is a Bhagavad Sampradaya where the relation between Guru and Sishya is based on instructions, Siksha Sampradaya. Guru gives instructions, that's it. Disciple starts following. There is no difference. There is no time lag between giving instructions and a disciple getting ready to preparing himself to follow it. Right. So that is a Bhagavat. But Pancharatra, when we are not at that level, just by hearing we are not ready to follow, accept it. There comes need for purification, and which is in Pancharatra Sampradaya. And Pancharatra gives that regulations, process for purification, so that person is ready to follow the instructions. That purification, extra step, one more step is in between needed. So Pancharatra becomes, a step further. Sometimes people cannot climb a step, and then we make intermediate step, and then they can climb it. So Pancharatra in our Sampradaya is like that. Right? In other Sampradaya, Pancharatra, of course, when we say Bhagavat Pancharatra, it's not that we have to look down Pancharatra because our Bhagavat. Pancharatra is called Ekayana Sampradaya. Means out of all this Vedic knowledge, Vedic ways of following it, Pancharatra is considered as a focus, one pointed on Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu. No other worship like Ananya Bhakti, right? That kind of level. No other God and no other purpose. All those principles are taught in Pancharatra, right? But still the Pancharatra, the mood is the way Lord is worshipped in Vaikuntha. Those protocols are there in Pancharatra, right? So the manual of Vaikuntha, how people deal with the Lord in Vaikuntha, the same things are given in a Pancharatra. So that's why we see, Sri Rangam other temples, the rules and regulations are, mantras or opulence. These are all the way it happens in Vaikuntha. But because we are not that level of Goloka, so we are given a training at that level. Once we come to the level where just by hearing, we have developed the mood to follow, sufficient purity, then we are giving instructions in Bhagavad Samhita. So why I'm coming is because we are not at level of Swanubhava. Right? Swanubhava's the top level intelligence is just to hear and start following. We are not at that level. So we have to be, this intermediate stage is given to all of us. Of course, this is also very tough. Right? A few days back, we are hearing lecturer Vijayanath Radhana Swamaraj is speaking about the mood and chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the sincerity with which one should chant. He says, forget about all these, principles. These days, it's very difficult for people to even to chant. What to speak of chanting with attention. So that's our situation. That's why the Pancharatra is also given seeing our situation. Right? So otherwise, our original sadhana is Bhagavad. Of course, when it comes to, it's not that Pancharatra or worship is not there in Goloka. The rules may be different. The external mood may be different. External way things are done, but still the worship is there. So in Bhagavad Sampradaya, when we mean it, that level of deity worship. Till then we do Pancharatra, Vaidhi Sadhana. So the why I'm speaking this is, see here, our Shukdev Goswami, his intelligence is not like third, fourth like us. Right? His intelligence is the first class intelligence. He heard once Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of his guru or father, and he is self-realized. He doesn't go through experience or repeated experiences like all of us. Right? Just realize just by hearing. And another meaning that is given by Vishnachakra Thakur is in this, probably in the after eastern section, we have a southern section in Nectar of Devotion, where the rasa is defined, how the rasa manifests, and there these words anubhava, vibhava, etc. terminology is defined. So anubhava is just something like a stimulus. You see something related to your child, and then they would have gone to school, but when you see that, you remember them. Right? Of course, does that mean you forgot them? When you see something connected to them, you remember them. Does a statement that means you forgot them previous?
No, Prabhuji. That triggers the emotion.
That triggers
the emotion.
Emotion. Okay. Previously, the emotion is
It's there, Prabhuji. The terminology is Sthai Baba.
okay.
Baba.
Okay, great. You know all that.
No, Prabhuji, I don't know.
I don't know. I was trying.
One line you had taken, na?
Yeah, what? See, you're first class intelligence. I forgot.
Sthai Baba is there, Prabhuji, but
yeah. Sthai Baba is, you have a generic affection towards the child. It's not that you don't remember, doesn't mean you don't have that affection. But seeing some uddipana, some alam, some particular thing connected to them, that becomes more intense. That is called anubhava. If I remember, something is wrong, maybe I'll check again. Right? Anubhava, that is called. So here Bhagavatam, studying Bhagavatam, right? Previously Sukadeva Goswami is not at level of the Prema Bhakta devotees. He is in a Nirgunya Bhakti. It's Brahman. But coming in touch with Bhagavatam gave him Prema Bhakti immediately. Right? That triggered his relation with Krishna. Right? So that's called, for Shukadeva Swa Anubhavam, the Bhagavatam became a trigger for his revelation of his Swarupa. Right? He is a perfect example of highest devotee in Bhagavad. He heard and then self-realized. He got Swarupa Siddhi. And Bhagavatam became a medium for that. It became Anubhava for that. Right? That's a level of, potency of these 5 potent items. You just come in little touch with them, and they have a potency to make you come to that platform, provided we are at the stage of course, we are ready to absorb and be at that level. But in general, in a generic case, that happens, that kind of revelation happens when someone comes to the platform of, when does bhakti starts as per Bhagavad Gita?
After liberation,
yes. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na sochiti namat kankshari samasarvesh bhuteshi mad bhakti lavate. So the Goswami is at that platform where he doesn't, he doesn't have any material impurities or the obstructions to do bhakti. So it's like a dry wood, little fire, and it caught it. Right. So that's one shloka for that is given. Swashoka nibhuta chetas tad vyudastanya bhavo api achita ruchira ila krishta sarastatiyam vyatanata krupaya syastatva vipam puranam tam akhila brijinagnam vyasa surum tosmi. Let me offer obeisances to my spiritual master, son of Vyasadeva Shukadeva Goswami, who destroys all sin and who, though fixed in his own bliss with no distractions, became attracted to the pastimes of Krishna and mercifully spread Bhagavatam, which describes Krishna and reveals rasa of his pastimes. Right? This is a Swanubhava. Right? Then after Swanubhavam, after someone, Srila Prabhupada, no, I think last week we had the class, not this week, but the previous week, 1.2.3. Thursday, Srila Prabhupada tells someone becomes, his realizes or comes in with touch with Shravanam, the natural instinct says is to preach, to do kirtana. Right. So here, that's what happening. He came in touch with Bhagavatam, Swanubhavam. Once that Swanubhavam happens, now he want to distribute it. Shravanam follows it, kirtana. To whom he want to distribute? Samsarina karunayaha. The karuna naturally comes. Right? So it is like, I think one of the classes of Maharaj when they were hearing one of the weeks there, it speaks about, there's a pastime of 10th canto, 5th chapter, where Rohini Devi, she was, it's birthday celebrations of Krishna. She decorated nicely and then ornaments, costly dress, and she received various guests in the home of Nanda Maharaj because it is Krishna's appearance, birthday celebrations, Nandotsava. Right? Even though personally, and there the in the purport, the point that comes is when she's away from Vasudeva, he's in prison, and wife she is away from husband. And generally, Vedic custom, they don't decorate. They don't dress up nice. But how come she dressed up? People may think. But she did not give much, value for those kind of, comments or what people may think. It's an occasion where people are celebrating Krishna's birthday. Everyone is happy. To make everyone happy, she also accepted and received everyone. And from that purport, Maharaj speaks on this concept of karuna. Of course, I'm connecting the definition of karuna from Sri Sampradaya to what the Maharaj spoke in that particular class, which our acharyas also speak. They may not define the terminology, but it's the same point. Maharaj is speaking this class on this point of paradukka dukki. Right? Are devotees supposed to be happy always? If they are devotees?
Not practical, Prabhuji.
Not
Not
natural. You are doing
necessarily.
bhakti and naturally you are chant and be happy, right? And then the Maharaj is telling another point. And devotees are also called as paradukka. The pain of the others' pain, others' misery, they feel it as their own misery. Right? Wherever say the misery, they feel the other person's misery as their own. There is so much misery around. So devotees should be unhappy, always miserable.
No, Prabhu, no need.
No.
No,
Prabhuji.
paradukka dukki. If your neighbor or your office someone or your home or no. Right? Are you unhappy if someone in your home is unhappy?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
At our
Sometimes
level,
you may
yes.
feel like no, some
We are
small thing that,
affected, Prabhuji.
sorry, Mataji.
We are affected, Prabhuji.
We are
by-
affected, right? Sometimes child may feel less pain, but mother, father may feel more pain than a child when they're sick.
Yeah, that's true, Prabhu.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, as per Srimad Bhagavatam, as per Ishopanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the Uttamadhikari also feels like that. They don't have a pain of their own. The pain of others is their pain. Right? So I don't have a pain for myself. Someone else is having go through, they feel as if they are going through that. So that means person at that level, everyone's pain is their pain now. Para dukkha dukkha. Para means para is not defined as my own people. Right? For Uttamadhikari, everyone is Krishna's person and Krishna is his. So everyone is his. And if everyone going through misery, that misery is their misery. How much misery a Uttamadhikari has to feel? Entire universe's misery is his misery.
Yeah.
Now, are the devotees happy or unhappy?
Unhappy.
Anandambuti vardhanam,
They are happy.
paradukka dukki.
Devotees are unhappy that people are not connecting to Krishna.
Okay.
Yes.
They have to be detached to help, because if they
Okay.
get, like Prabhuji, last class only you will say that Uttamadhikari has to come to the level of have to come to lower level to help, like that.
Mm.
Means they should be detached to some, then only they can help now, otherwise they will also be drowned in that only.
Yes, yes.
Detachment, compassion with detachment.
Okay. Very good, very good. Any other points which you want to? You saw the apparent, that contradictory, right? Connection with Krishna, happy. Being in touch with people who are seeing the people who are not devotional service and feeling their pain as personal pain makes them unhappy. So how do you resolve this contradiction? That's a point which Maharaj was making in that lecture.
Prabhuji,
Through keeping the
devotees are
devotees.
happy by doing devotion, by executing devotional service. So they are feeling unhappy that these people are not, those who are around them are not in Krishna consciousness. Because they are happy in Krishna consciousness, they want wish those people around them should come to Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, very good. Yes. Right, good. Both of your points are good. That's something that similar lines Maharaj says. He says, if the people are unhappy and you also start crying with them, then what is the point of you being devotee? Right? You should be connection with Krishna and then derive happiness from that. And then if you are being affected by or being touched by other people's difficulty, then you should give them your happiness of being in touch with Krishna, so that to make them happy. Right? It's not that going and crying with them is paradukka. Right? If you feel pain, what's the natural thing that we do?
We try to help others.
We try to solve the pain that we are going through. We're going to problem, we try to find a solution. We're going through a pain, we'll find how to solve the pain. So paradukka dukki, natural logical step of a paradukka dukki is
To think
Give
for the
Krishna
welfare of
consciousness to
Yeah,
others.
how to solve their misery, right? So their misery, now their misery becomes your misery, right? If you have to solve your misery, you have to have how do you solve your misery?
By
Right?
helping
Got the
others.
logic? I mean, step by step. Paradukka, others' misery. Now the others' misery becomes your misery. Paradukka dhukki. Now, when you are miserable, then you want to solve your misery. What is the solutions? How do we solve your misery? By solving misery
I
of
associate.
Others.
right? By their pain becomes your pain, and their happiness becomes your happiness. So if you have to solve your misery, you have to naturally solve
Their
Others'
the other
misery.
person's misery.
miseries.
Then you will become naturally happy. So their problem becomes your problem, and they give a solution to them, that becomes a solution to you. And we naturally already know the solution. So, and you give that solution to them, which is a very logical thing, right? That's a karuna, right? And then this word Shravanam, Lakshmi Devi's, that Shri, they're all, that kind of meaning comes from that, right? Where, Lakshmi Devi is one who, I think this is something like, they play with the Sanskrit and tell these meanings. Say like, Lakshmi Devi is the one who hears our problems, understand our problems, and go and convince, shares those our problems to Vishnu, and make him, calm down and solve our problems. These are the four duties Lakshmi Devi does. That she becomes a via media between a Jiva and Lord. She understands us, she hears us, she understands us, right? Empathizes with us, and go to the Lord. She shares those what we are going through, Lord, and make him active enough to give a solution to us, or compassionate enough, to be practically give a solution to us. So two ways she deals with us, two ways she deals with Lord. Right? So that's where the word Shri, or something that Shravana, the root word is from that Sanskrit. Right? For that, she has to be in touch with us and touch with Lord also. Right? And know how to deal with us, how to deal with Lord. That's why Lakshmi Devi is given a lot of preference, or Radharani is given a lot of preference in our sampradayas. So, Samsarinam Karunayaha Puranavyam. After he assimilated, realized, so then all of our miseries becomes his misery, Shukadeva Goswami. Right here, Samsarinam. Samsarinam, the word samsari means samsara. Right?
Cycle of birth and
Recently, I
death.
got, previously I was used to think something else. Yes, samsara means
Cycle of birth and death.
cycle of birth and death. What else,
Entire world, Prabhuji, and
entire world is samsara.
future generations also to come. Everyone, inclusive.
Yes.
Entanglement, Prabhu.
Entanglement. Yeah, exactly. I used to think, samsara means entanglement. Right. A very specific definition of samsara is the cycle of birth and death. Right. Of course, samsara we use in a sense of this entire world also. Samsara
Prabhuji,
is used for the family life and miseries of family life. This is a very commonly used. But actual meaning of word samsara is cycle of birth and death. The cycle of miseries that we go through. Right? All the four miseries: birth, death, old age, disease, adhyatmika, adhibhautika. That repeated cycle is called samsara. Right? All of us who go through that are called samsarinas. Right? Seeing all of us, karuna, right? All that emotions which we discussed till now, that Uttamadhikari goes through. Right? Karuna and Kripa. Right? We discussed, I think, Bhagavad Gita first verse. Right? Krupaya Paraya Vishnu. Right? krupaya paraya. Right? Anyone remember? That was a context which we discussed that. I think we discussed this krupa, karuna, mahavadanya, the terminology there. So, yeah,
Magnanimity, levels
yeah.
of magnanimity.
Levels of magnanimity discussed. Yes. Right. See, anyway, 10 minutes time is there. We'll try to complete that. So go ahead. Krupa means it is for person who know you, whom you know, or know who came in touch with you, and that means you have a relation with the person. Then you show the krupa. That's called krupa. Karuna means it's a very generic. Anyone feeling suffering anywhere, you know, you don't know, right? Personally, still there is a natural desire to help them. That is called karuna. Right? So he doesn't. That's where I think acharyas also bring this word future for all the future people. Right? Probably for Parikshit Maharaj, he may be having krupa. But for all the future people, that means each of us here. So Shukdev Goswami saw that misery that we are going through, that we will go through. And then his heart melted. And then he thought, let me speak. Right? So what he naturally speaks?
Bhagavatam,
because that's what made him realize or made him come to his Swarupa Siddhi, Swa Anubhavam. So naturally he's speaking Purana Guhyam. Right? So here are the words which we discuss, like a further words. I'll quickly go through, complete in 5-10 minutes. So 2 results of coming in touch with Bhagavatam. Right? Hearing the Purana Guhyam spoken by Shukdev Goswami. What are the 2 benefits? That's the first 2 lines of the shloka. Swanubhavam akila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atitirshatam tamontam. The primary 2 results, one is the primary and secondary. What is the primary result of Shukdev Goswami speaking Bhagavatam to all of us? The primary is Akila Shruti Saram Ekam. This is the only book, Ekam, and we don't need anything else. Ekam means only this book is sufficient. Right? It is Akila Shruti Saram. It is the essence of all the scriptures. Right? Of course, there's a one meaning. I think there next means somewhere I have written. Okay, I think a lot of things to discuss. Let's see. And another meaning is, out of all things that we can hear, right? Srota Vyadini Rajendra, Nunam Shanti Sahasrasaha, Apashyatam Atmatattvam, Gruheshu Gruhamedina. Shri Shukdev Goswami, in the 3rd verse that he speaks in the Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 4th verse, 4th or 5th verse. He starts answering Parikshit Maharaj. He speaks this verse. He says, people have thousands of topics. 1000 means, in sense, infinite topics to speak, right? Which they speak and then which they relish. That is one thing. Other thing is, all the Skruti also means all the scriptures. It's the essence of all the scriptures. And Akila Shruti Saramekam means, out of all the topics that people like to hear, the Bhagavatam is the best one. We have a desire to hear, people speaking some Prajalpan. We hear some news, we hear this, we hear that. So of all this, the best thing to hear is Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? That's why all the Acharyas and Prudumaras, all of them says the goal of life, the highest benefit of life is keep hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? That's a realization of all the Acharyas, all the Bhagavatam personalities. We find somewhere other in their prayers. Let me just keep hearing it. So that subject is Srimad Bhagavatam, right? It is essence of all the things that you want to hear. Srimad Bhagavatam, primarily for devotees. Devotees just want to hear Kada, Krishna Kada. Keep hearing, keep hearing. Primary benefit. What's the secondary benefit? Right? For people who, this is not the main goal. For such people, they are called mumukshus. Mumukshu means?
Desirers of liberation.
One who wants liberation. Right? This is only for two kinds of people. Right? One, samsara. Samsarina. Here, samsarina comes for, of course, not devotees. Devotees are already liberated. So when say samsarina, of course, for devotees also he spoke, because it is essence of all that hearing. And for those people who are in samsara, want to get liberated, mumukshus, right? Here the word that is used to indicate mumukshus is tirshatam, right? Prabhupada also writes in his purport that those who want to become liberated, right? Ati titirshata. Ati means, I think, no, easily. Titirshata means crossing over. Right? Crossing over of what? Tamondham. When Brahmaji created this universe, right? After he did tapasya on Lord for hundreds of years, celestial years, and when started creation, right? He did not come as per the way he wants. He want to create the universe so that people all will start, get opportunity to go back to Godhead. But when he started creation, the first things that came is, anyone knows? Yes, you read Bhagavatam before. Bhagavatam comes in which one? Third canto, 12th chapter. I think second verse. Right? The five things are created. Andha, Tamondha, right? Like that, Abhinivesha, like that, five things are there. Right? All those five are created. Right? That is means something like attachment, detachment, rejection, mrityu, deep ignorance. This tamondam is the last of all that. Right? When he saw these are the things that are created from him, which are going to bewilder the jivas, he felt very unhappy. Then he did again tapasya to create. Then comes, all his 10 sons. Right? Brahmaji's first 10 sons, the Prajapatis. Right? Various sons. Some are there for karma kanda, like Daksha and others. Some are there for giving gnana to people, like Marichi and others. Marichi, Kashyapa, etc. And then one son is born who is the best of all of them. Right? All other sons born from various body parts. But one son who is the best among all that, the born from the mind of a Brahmaji, that is Narada Muni, who is in charge of devotional service, pure devotional service. Of course, Narada Muni is also, we see the various in charges, caretakers, systems we see. Like that, there are various varshas, 9 islands, Saptadvipas, etc. Bharata Varsha is also one of the varshas in where we live. Where various devotees are in charges of that. Right? And Kimpursha Varsha, Hanumanji is in charge. I think one of the Varsha, Prahlad Maharaj is in charge. And one place, Lord Shiva is in charge. One place, Lakshmi Devi is in charge. In one place, another Bruhat Vashu or one devotee is in charge. Like that, various Varshas, various devotees are in charge, and various Vibhava expansions of the Lord, avatars of the Lord are primary worshipful deities. Like a place in heavens, the worshipful Lord is this Upendra. And Ketumala Varsha, where Lakshmi Devi is in charge, the worshipful Lord is Kamadev. And one place, Lord Shiva's place, The in charge is Sankarshana. That not in charge. Worshipful Lord is Sankarshana. Right? And Prahlad Maharaj place, Prahlad Maharaj was a Rasatala. I don't know which Varsha. There the worshipful Lord is Narsingadev. Kimpurusha Varsha, where Hanuman is there, worshipful Lord is Lord Ram. So, but the place where we stay, Bharata Varsha, the in charge devotee is Narada Muni. And then the Lord who is worshipful here is Naranarayana Rishi. Like they are the in charge of this place. Take carers. So Narada Muni is our take care of not only our Sampradaya, of everyone in this Bharata Varsha. Right? From him comes the pure devotional service. So Brahmaji created something called Tamondha. This is like an ultimate weapon to mesmerize jivas. Right? If someone want to cross over this Tamondham, that is Mumukhu who want mukti, Bhagavatam is Andham, like darkness. If you want to travel through darkness, you need a lamp. Right? This Bhagavatam is that like a lamp which helps you to cross. I think Prabhupada that class 1.2.3 class on the Prabhupada gives, like you want moving from one tunnel other tunnel, completely darkness, and see if someone gives you torchlight, then you can cross over easily. So Bhagavatam is like that. Someone want liberation, and they want to get liberation easily. Not just liberation, if they want to get that liberation easily, the Bhagavatam is the torchlight. Or Deepam, not torchlight, it's a Deepam. Adhyatma Deepam. I was remembering hearing a lecture of Rajwari Prabhu, Sunday Pishtu was quoting. He was quoting some devotees from, I think there are that yoga teachers in GV. So they are quoting their guru. That guru wrote a Bhagavad, their book, his life story. In that one, he instructs his, probably someone would written his biography. At the end of the life, he instructs all his disciples, right now, don't waste time. You all read Bhagavatam because that's the thing that is going to help you to get mukti. And then when he's about to die, he asked them, all of them, to read Bhagavatam. Because even the Mayavadis know, reading Bhagavatam or connecting to Krishna personally, it's an easy way to get mukti. So this is the two benefits of samsarina karuna. One is primarily for devotees is the essence of hearing, and secondary result is for those who want to cross over samsara, it is a lamp with which we can easily cross. Right? That is a adhyatma deepam. Right? That's where I was confused. Adhyatma is right now. What does that mean? What's the meaning of adhyatma? Sorry, I'm showing this slide. I should not have slowed. What is the meaning of adhyatma?
Prabhuji, that also we'll have to break, na?
Okay.
Atma.
Atma.
Like you had explained one of the class, Atma, so many meanings are there. Here it refers to,
Adhyatma Deepam.
Can it be like all for all the souls, Prabhu?
All the souls, fine, okay.
Prabhuji, the two results you showed, so Atma can mean in the first self that once get realization, and Atma can also refer to Lord.
Okay.
It can help us reach the Supreme Lord.
Yeah. Okay, good. Have you heard it anywhere? Because when reading this verse, I was I'll tell what was my confusion, because of which I asked this question. Because if I have to speak to you, I need to ask all the questions which I ask here myself. So Adhyatma is generally we consider it as a transcendental or spiritual, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Adhyatma, like Adhyatma Vidya, Adhyatma Deepam. Right? It's a very natural usage is transcendental things is Adhyatma. Right? It's a transcendental lamp. And This is where I got. If the soul is already spiritual, right? The knowledge that soul gets, it's yeah. My point is, the realization is something which comes from internal. It's not something like which you have to show, which you have to something. It's not imposed from somewhere external. Right? Soul itself is already has that knowledge. But to just bring up something from inside, it's not something to be given from outside. Right? When you see this Adhyatma Deepam, it appears like some external endeavor. Externally, you have to show some lamp to the Jiva. Right? Then only he starts seeing himself. Right? Which is for me to appear like Adhyatma is spiritual. Why spiritual lamp is needed? Right? Because Jiva's knowledge is Swarupa Siddhi is naturally there with the Jiva. Right? See, what I mean is, right? You may have to tell me that your child asks, who am I? Right? You may tell, okay, your father is, your mother is, I don't know, you belong to this place. I said, this is something external imposition. But everyone knows I exist. Right? That awareness, the existence, that is something which is natural. You don't have to give a external identity. You have to tell probably people doesn't know, but that natural identity is something natural. It doesn't need external help. This is where my confusion, and then I was starting. What is this Adhyatma? Why the soul, which is by nature, has a awareness of itself? It needs a lamp. It needs some support. With this thought process, I was trying to understand the word Adhyatma. Right? So does the meaning of Adhyatma is transcendental, spiritual in this scenario? That's where I was thinking. Maybe I'll cut short it. Not trouble sufficiently trouble today all of you questions. So then I was thinking what to do, how to understand it. There I found answer in Srila Prabhupada that lecture on. Right? Something we sincerely ask, think that somewhere we'll get answers to Prabhupada lecture 1.2.3, that lecture which we heard it. There Prabhupada refers to Adhyatma in a different way. In a purport translation, he gives transcendental, but in lecture when he is defining Adhyatma, he gives a different meaning. You all, then it clicked very nice, because Krishna in 8th chapter, Arjuna asks a question to Krishna. Right? What is the question? 8 questions he asks. Kim tad brahma?
Kim
Adhyatma? Right? Karma, kim karma? Adhibhutam, Adidaivam, Adiyagnam, right? And Prayana Kale.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? These are the questions he asked. I think 6-7 questions. 6 are answered by in first 2, 3 till 4th verse, 3rd and 4th verse. And then from 4th verse or 5th verse onwards, Prayana Kale, how to depart at the time of death. And the entire chapter is dedicated to that. Right? So there, one of the question Arjuna asks is, Kim Adhyatma? What is Adhyatma? And the answer which Prabhupada gave, or the explanation which Prabhupada gave, that 1.2.3, and this definition is same. What is Adhyatma? Lord Krishna answers. Of course, 2 acharyas give 2 different definitions. One definition of Adhyatma is the soul itself. Atma means, mind, and Adhyatma is, which is above mind?
Intelligence.
Something which is overseeing the mind is soul itself. Right? So Adhyatma refers to the soul which is liberated soul. Another definition, another Acharya, Vishnu Chakra Thakur gives this definition. I think Bhakti Baldev Bhushan gives different definition, which is something which suits this Adhyatma Deepam, the question which I was thinking of. So here he says Adhyatma means Swabhava. Swabhava is that substance, Bhava means padartha. Something which exists is bhava. Right? That means a padartha intimately connected with the jiva. Swabhava. Swa means jiva. Padartha or bhava means padartha. Something which is very intimately connected with jiva is swabhava. What is something which is very intimately connected with jivas? The impressions held in the subtle elements which accompany the jiva birth after birth. Right? These impressions are closely related to Atma. Right? These are called Swabhava. That's why the Swabhava is what I call Adhyatma, which governs the body. The Atma here is not the mind, because something which oversees, is above the mind is soul. That is which given by Vishwanath Chakravarti. But Srila Baldev Bhushan gives the conditioned soul angle point of view. Right? Adhyatma means which governs the body. Atma means body. Adi means which governs. That which governs the body, controls the body is our samskaras. Because of the samskaras, we get different bodies, different lifetimes, birth after birth. So Adhyatma refers to these samskaras. Right? So this Deepam is a one which shows us, path to cross over these swabhavas, these impressions, right? Subtle impressions. From that sense, it was very good. Like Adhyatma, this Deepam shows the path to cross over. That's a one meaning. This Adhyatma, which from 8th chapter of Gita. And then we'll continue next class. The Bhagavatam is also called as lamp Deepam. We are not discussed when we were doing this 1.1.1. This topic I left. So next week we'll read it. We'll not go through and elaborate. I think there's explanation is given in that. We'll just go through that. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Maybe I'll share the slides. You can go through the slides also. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam. Any questions, comments?
Prabhu, I have one basic question, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Do you know what's different between Pancharatma Vidhi and Agama Vidhi, Prabhu?
Pancharatras and Agamas.
It is part of Agama Vidhi, Prabhu?
Very good, very good.
Or can I understand Pancharatma Vidhi is more for Vishnu service, and the Agama is for all the demigods?
No. Pancharatra is, Shaiva Agama, Vishnu Agamas. Yeah, Pancharatra and Agama is same, Prabhu.
Okay.
When you call Pancharatra, that is specifically one of Agamas related to Vishnu. Correct. Your answer is correct. Agamas related to Vishnu, we call it as also as Pancharatra. Right? There is Agamas connected to Shiva, or all other deities also. Right? Ganesh ji, Shiva, Surya. Right? All these are also there. Durga, like all these 5 deities that Shankaracharya referred to. Right? These are the 5 worships, right? Vishnu worship, Shiva worship, Durga worship, Surya worship, Ganeshi worship. Right? We call it as Panchayatnas, Panchamurtis, etc.
Yeah, Panchamurtis.
5 worships that there. So there are Agamas for all of them. And when the Agama that is connected to Vishnu is Pancharatras, also called as Pancharatras.
Okay.
Right? Why I was thinking when you ask this question is, I think this Agama, there is some other word called Nigama. Right? You heard that word, Nigama.
I heard, Prabhu, kind of practice, no, Prabhu? Like.
Yeah, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. So Nigama means Vedas. Right? Agama means that which came from Vedas is Agama.
Okay.
Right? Nigama is a Shruti, Agama is a Smriti. So in some sampradayas, not some sampradayas, most of the people follow Agamas, especially in Kali Yuga. Agama is given, Pancharatras Agamas are given mostly for the people of Kali Yuga specifically. Right? Because people are not qualified to do the sacrifices. Sacrifice means, I mean, yajnas. Sacrifice is the wrong yajnas. Means they are not directly access Vedas. They're not at that level. So for them to, easily follow process of liberation, the agamas are given. But good thing about agamas is it's very straightforward and no confusion. People who will follow Vedas, they have a lot of confusions. To get to clarity, it is very difficult. But people are not qualified when these Pancharatras or agamas are given. They suggested worship of one deity, not many deities. So worship of Pancharatra is only one worship, Vishnu's worship, that's it. So no need of worshipping this demigod, that demigod, right? It's like upasana. Upasana means what? Worship of one person, one Ishtadev, and we worship that. So then that becomes more focused and easy. Why it is easy? Because agamas comes under, Pancharatras comes under smritis. Smriti is for all types of people. But Vedas are only for people who are qualified, who should have that qualification. So in Tirupati, when asked this question, I remember this point which I heard. In a Tirupati temple, who worshipped the Lord Balaji?
Ramanuja.
Ramanuja, right? Anyone knows any other answer?
Ramanuja Sampradaya, Acharya Ramanuja and his disciple. I forgot his
disciple. Right? I also think thought same till I got to know it. Because for us, that tilak which they keep, all are same for us. Right? All Sri Vaishnavas only, that tilak. But it is not. Of course, I'm not. Of course, Sri Vaishnavas also, there are two sampradayas. I'm not speaking about that. There is another sect which worship Balaji, not Sri Vaishnavas. Sri Vaishnavas only does management. Or management, or you can say even the backup service. Like in deity worship we do, someone, Pujari will go and do deity worship. There are some devotees who will do cleaning, arranging things for them. Right? Or sometimes the main Pujari is not there, then maybe as a backup you may do something. It's not the main role. Like that, Ramanujacharya, when things are not going well there, he brought his devotees. But the people who are already worshipping Balaji that time are already Vaishnavas. Right? Where the worship is not done by Vaishnavas, as per Vaishnava Paddhati, he kept his people. Right? He removed the old people and kept his people. So most of those temples in Andhra and Tamil Nadu, etc., they are taken care by Sri Vaishnavas. Right? But some places where Vaishnavas are worshipping, that particular place is Tirupati. So he felt there's no need to replace them with his people. So already Vaishnavas are worshipping. So let our people do assistant service, managing service, but let those traditional Vaishnavas only worship. So he has not changed it there. So those traditional Vaishnavas who worship the Balaji are called Vaikhanasas. Vaikhanasa Sampradaya. In case any of you heard that word, there is a particular class of Vaishnavas called Vaikhanasas. Their tilak is also, sorry, yes, bro.
I heard about the Vaikhana Sampradaya.
That word is famous for at least South Indians. But I never know what is exactly that Vaikhanasa. Vaikhanasa is Vikhanasa is Vishnu himself, Lord Vishnu. He came and then as a guru, he gave some particular teachings to Brahmanas, some Brahmanas, and those who follow that sampradaya called Vaikhanasas. Vikhanasa Rishi, who is Vishnu himself, he gave that, they are called Vaikhanasas. They follow sampradaya of that family hereditary sampradaya. It's not that you can become a Vaikhanasa by getting Diksha from. By birth, the son is, or their family is Vaikhanasa. No one else can become Vaikhanasas. Right? And then there are the people who are worshipping Balaji there. They are Vaikhanasas only, Vishnu worshippers only. But they don't follow Agamas. They follow Nigamas. right? So what does that mean? Those who are got Brahman Diksha probably might be knowing these mantras. Of course, Nirmala Ranga Mataji, she got Diksha, Brahman Diksha. Let's congratulate her. So they have we follow some mantras, like now when we say, you say your son or daughter, come and eat, okay, take this sabji, drink this, right? You call their name and then offer, tell them to eat or drink. Like that, we also say, like with that Mola mantra, okay, idam naivedyam, right? Om Krishnaya, right? Om is that Bija mantra, Krishnaya is calling Krishna. Krishna, please, take naivedya. This is how we do, right? We don't just put it there, right? When you don't got Gayatri mantra, Brahma Diksha, then we just, we don't do this kind of thing. We just put the Bhoga there, the place Bhoga, and then we chant that, our Namo Brahmane Devaya, Namo Mahavannadanyaya, or Guru's mantras, right? So that is how we offer. When we get these mantras, then we can offer Krishna, okay, now take this, now sit, all right, now wash your hands, right, now wash your mouth, okay, now here is an Naivedya, take it. Right? Take it means please honor it. Sorry for my language. So this is with, and we can't just take it, like, no, idam naivedyam, cling Krishnaya, idam naivedyam. Sorry, I stole mantra, sorry, I should not. That's why previously I told Om. Okay. So that then it's the official way, right? Then only Lord will accept as a Pancharatra. You have to use that particular mantra and particular way to invite him to take it. This is where Pancharatra rules comes, right? You have to follow that way. You are following Pancharatra. If you don't have that level of bhakti where like Yashoda Maya calls Krishna, Krishna comes and eats, that level of bhakti is not there where Krishna runs after you to, out of hunger comes to you. Then you have to follow these regulations so that Krishna will come and take. Because he himself has given Pancharatras. So he follows that system. You follow this system. That's how they follow in Vaikuntha. The same system has given here. There's another system also where they recite a particular Vedic mantra for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Right? Very quickly, read. And then that mantra means, that 10 minutes mantra means, now use it. Maybe another 5 minutes mantra, very elaborate, tough mantra they recite. That means now you start honoring, or start relishing the prasad bhoga. So finally the protocol is same, like not protocols. The
end goal.
The steps are same. Steps are making Krishna sit, Krishna feeling comfortable, giving asana, giving achaman, washing his feet, and inviting him to honor. Yashoda Maya also may tells him, right, wash your hands, legs, sit here, right, take this mouth refreshment, okay, eat this. She may say that. We may say Om Krishnaya, idam naivedyam Krishnaya, idam achamniyam Krishnaya, right? We may say very simple thing. And there's Vaikhanasas, very complicated Vedic mantra they do. And then they also do finally same one. Right? So it depends upon how close. So the same deity worship is done as per Vedic, the Nikama, Vaikhanasas. The same way deity worship is done through Agama, Pancharatra, and the same deity worship is done by Yashoda Maya, or Radharani in spiritual world. Bhagavat. Right? Yeah, I think you answered your question.
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu. Because when I went to Tirupati, I stay in the ashram, Vaikanas ashram.
Yeah.
There's ashram near the tank. Back tank, there's an ashram for them where we go.
Yes.
And I also noticed, Prabhu, in Tirupati Balaji, I go on Thursday evening for darshan. Only on that day, you can see the Lord has the Gopi Chandan. You don't wear the
that's a Mohini Devi darshan that day. Lord wears Mohini dress.
He don't wear any ornaments. Then that's the only day I can see his lotus feet.
Yeah,
Normally,
yes.
Oh, it's a
It's
Mohini
a-
Darshan. Okay.
Yeah, it's a sari. They tie sari for him, like
Yeah, he had a
Mohini
silk
Darshan.
saree
No one
and-
knows it's a Mohini Darshan. They
Uh-huh.
won't tell. It's a Mohini Devi Darshan day. Yeah,
Oh,
a special day. Lord himself told. I think Ramanujacharya, he was when seeing Lord's beauty, he was thinking, you are so beautiful, you are looking like a Mohini Devi. He was
Ah,
thinking in the mind,
okay.
right? And then Lord, after that he left, I think, the place, Darshan Karte. Then Lord came in the mind of Pujari and said, okay, from now on, this particular day, you dress me as a Mohini.
Uh-huh.
So that's, I think, previously it's Thursday they dress, or no, I forgot all this history, something like that, he said, details. Previously they dress as a Friday or no, Thursday. I think some changes happened.
Thursday, Prabhu. Thursday evening.
Thursday, yeah.
the
Previously
Netra is
Friday,
never-
and then in between, because Britishers took over, a lot of things changed, systems changed.
Ah.
And then again, the Sri Sampradaya people, because those things changed, but no, Sri Vaishnava is still holding the. So they know some of the cultures that are running from us previous Sampradayas, previous ages. So they suggested back, and again the system started. So that's a Mohini Murti dress,
Okay.
Balaji. Yeah.
Because I was being told because next day Lord's Abhishekam, so that's
Yeah.
for the day before they have dress because they want to no ornaments, just only silk saree,
Yes,
the
yes.
Gopi Chandan.
Yes. Mohini Murti dress. Yes. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Any
Hare
other
Krishna,
question? I'll
Prabhuji.
stop
You have
here.
time?
Yes, Mother. I have time up to all.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You very nicely connected step by step everything. Towards the end, Prabhuji, thank you for connecting it to the 8th chapter. That Swabhava.
Yeah.
You connected na Adhyatma to Swabhava. So, Prabhuji, what I understood is you said कि Srimad Bhagavatam acts as the lamp which reveals that we are bound due to our fruitive activities, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Only you explained, na Prabhuji?
Yeah. See here,
Connected to Swabhava.
exactly I was quoting here, which see, my doubt was, if Adhyatma is spiritual, the Atma is spiritual, right? We are all spiritual. Why we need something external, right? And why we need any other spiritual lamp to show us? That's some confusion which I had. Of course, it's not a valid confusion also. Just Adhyatma, I was confused. So then, Srila Prabhupada, see here, this one from his lecture, he writes, Adhyatma Deepa means just like Atma. You can see it? Maybe should I zoom? Yeah. Just like Atma, the soul is within the body, but due to our darkness knowledge, insufficient knowledge, we can't understand Atma Paramatma. So we can't understand. So in the darkness, as we require torchlight, similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is just like torchlight. You can see Atma and Paramatma.
Yes, bro.
Right? This is from here, like I understood this Adhyatma Srila Prabhupada is not referring as a transcendental. His Adhyatma is actually, the meaning of Bhagavad Gita is here. Right? Because Atma itself is Sachidananda, right? It just reveals the process. You do process, and naturally the things are revealed. You don't need external light. But external light here is referring to not that Atma as such. It is but this conditioned soul which is confused with anarthas. Then this external help makes sense.
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
Got it, bro.
That's a point. And very small point, for some it may not make sense also, and sometimes it doesn't make sense also. I had that out, but somehow this answer made me that confusion is clear.
But thank you, Prabhuji,
Yeah,
for
but
connecting.
Adhyatma from Gita, this refer to Adhyatma from Gita. If you have that clarity, we don't have to worry about what is the meaning of Adhyatma, right, which Sanskrit. Exactly, it is there in Gita, very clearly given by Baldev Jabesh. Swabhava, Adhyatma means Swabhava. Swabhava, Adhyatma means something which is controlling Atma. What is controlling Atma? Atma here is a body. What is not the soul? Actually, Atma we take as a soul. That's where the confusion came. For me, also, at least. Atma means body. What is controlling body? That is controlling body is Swabhava. What is Swabhava means? That is very closely connected to Jiva. Jiva means conditioned soul. Right? Whenever you say word Jiva, Jiva is not a liberated person. Conditioned soul is called Jiva.
Yeah,
right? Which is connected to, that's the meaning of Jiva itself, right? So
13th chapter.
yeah, right. So which is closely connected to Jiva, something which closely connected to Jiva, conditioned soul is once he becomes a reality, he is not called Jiva. Only till point he is conditioned, he is called Jiva. So subtle body is always with Jiva. Right? Subtle body only goes when the Jiva is liberated. Till then, subtle body always stays with Jiva only. Gross body may go. That is the impressions. Those impressions are called Adhyatma. Right? Yeah, that's a point. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, we stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada. So these recordings I'll not keep in OneDrive. I'll put in a YouTube. So I'll send a YouTube link to all of you because it's taking a lot of memory. Okay, yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavatam.
That was good.